Warning.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Haunter's Playground, the place where everybody who loves things spooky and scary come to play. I'm Christopher Abram, and yes, I'm the guy you haven't seen for a couple of years. Mostly because we won't even get into that. It's too long of a story, but I picked out a project to do for this Halloween. Actually, it's for my two oldest boys, Simon and Jared, and they both want to be clowns. So instead of going and buying some expensive foam sledgehammer mallet type of thing, I decided, hey, what better way to say I can actually make something than to tell my boys I can make their mallets and then go spend $80 on supplies to prove it, when I could have bought two of them for about 20. So here's what you're going to need. Some latex-free gloves, or latex, it doesn't matter. A box cutter, different types of box cutters, and sharpening stones if you really want to keep them sharp, and some metal bands. Duct tape. We got white, red, yellow, and then I've got some E-tape, or electrical tape. Some straight edges, a tape measure, drill bits. Yes, that's right, DeWalt. I had to go buy some more. 3/4 by 1 tees for your PVC. 8 feet of PVC. Believe me, it's 8 feet. I just can't get it all in the shot. Some screws, a drill or a screwdriver, and I'm not talking about the vodka and orange juice kind. Some rounded end screws with nuts. It's always great to have great stuff. A hacksaw, 2 big canisters, and a 92 nickel-plated Beretta. Safety off. So this is going to be the main part of the mallet, and then I've got some 3/4 PVC pipe. I got one of these T fittings, and so the first thing we're going to do is figure out the length that we're going to need for the handle of the sledgehammer mallet. Yeah, you're also going to need a Sharpie or something you can write on the PVC with to be able to mark your length. So 3 feet is 36 inches plus another 5. That will be inside the mallet, and we're going to mark 41 inches as the length. And now we're going to get this. Oh, it's always so fun to think you're prepared for everything and then realize when you turn around, oh yeah, I got a PVC cutter. So making the mark on my second one, I did cut the first one with the PVC cutter. It's a whole lot easier to do it that way than to try to hacksaw this thing in half. Okay, so now that we've got these cut, going to find the center of this, mark it, cut a hole so it's just wide enough to stick this in, and then we're going to start marking our tees. Okay, with the plastic lid off, these are 9.5 inches? Let me double check. Yeah, 9.5, so 4 3/4 will be the center. Now, if you can see, this is where the one piece meets together. I don't know what you would call this, but the overlap in order to bind these two parts together. So I'm choosing the opposite side to cut the hole because I don't want to weaken the integrity of this, especially since we're going to be putting great stuff in it. I don't want that weakened because if the great stuff does decide to force on the sides and expand it a little bit, I'd rather expand out the end where I can cut it off rather than pushing out over here and busting this all up. Now I'm going to get the size of my hole and cut it out. See that nice little ring? Let's see how close I can get to actually cutting that out. And not too shabby. Nice little hole right there. I will say that on the second one, I left the plastic top on, and I had much better integrity and strength when I was cutting it out, more than I did on the first one, but yeah, it'll work. Okay, the T's on top on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the end to the T so I know where that's sitting. So next, we're going to be getting the plate, the metal band that's going to be going By the way, I guess this is about 9 inches. I didn't even think about that length when I was buying it. Got lucky for once. So now we need to make sure that these two screw holes, this one and this one down here, will fit in between those two lines, and they barely do. So now we're going to mark a couple of holes, and then we're going to do some pre-drilling into here. Okay, after repeated failures of not being able to do it that way, I decided what I'm going to do is mark the holes in the T of the PVC outside of the canister. I pre-drilled the holes already in the canister. The plate's still on there. Now I am going to just drill through these holes all the way through, top through the bottom, so I can secure those nuts all the way through the plate. Okay, so as you can see, we got the two screws there and there all the way through. The reason I did that was to make sure that this T-piece is attached to the cylinder. And then with that going through, what I'm going to do now is pre-drill a hole right through here in the handle part, but up at the T, and then I'm going to screw one of these regular drywall self-tapping screws all the way through. That's next. I'm just not showing y'all because I don't think you want to watch me screw. Okay, and now that screw is all the way through, so it sticks out on the other side of that. And this thing's pretty solid. It's all the plastic I screwed through. But, I mean, this is already solid right now. And I hadn't even stuck the foam in it, so we're getting there. Okay, when I started wielding this around as I was about to start on the second one, I decided to shorten the handle because, as you can see way back here, 3 feet was just way too long. That was sticking out of here, so I basically cut it in half. So now this is 18 inches long, and I think this is a perfect size for the size of this end. If this would have been larger, then I think 3 feet would have been okay, just to make it kind of more comical, but yeah, it was just looking bad. So now I am going to take out the plastic drop cloth that I got, open up a can of great stuff, and fill these things up. Now it's nothing but messy. While I was making these, and another reason why I needed to get more foam is one of my sons told some of his friends what they were going to be doing, and so he had some friends request some mallets, so I made some of those, and this is the finished product. This is yellow tape, red tape, white tape, and more red tape, and then I just went and with a red Sharpie, I took some of the Batman famous pow, bang, zoom things and just kind of threw them on the end to have some fun. The other end I put a target and just put Psycho Circus on it just to fill this blank space. I was thinking about putting blood on them, but you know, there's already enough of this clown stuff going on. So I gave each one a little bit of a different thing for the end. And here are 3 that I've got done. But this is how they turned out. They've got a pretty good amount of weight, and they're very sturdy. I mean, if you want to go and whack somebody with one, I'm sure it would hurt. I really don't feel like whacking myself, but that's it. It's finished. Overall, it probably took about 20 minutes to do the hard construction of it. The tape is really what took the longest as far as working time, because I mean you have to let the foam expand, so I just sprayed that in at night, and then the next day I worked on it. But overall, I would say the tape on each one of these took about 40 minutes just to get it right and try to have it smoothed down as much as possible. So until next time, I'll see you on the playground.
What are you doing?
Looking at you.
Well, looking at me, you can't see me.
I can see your eyeball.